good. I feel like we've done so much. I can't believe it's almost 2 years together, which is crazy.
It's absolutely crazy to think about that. It's been, basically 2 years that we've since basically met, because we met back in March is when I actually started filming. So almost 2 full years together. It's crazy. It's been really good. It's been really good.
Well, I guess moving in together, but that was before. That was pretty quick after we got married. Anything else?
I would say moving in's been the big one. Then being able to do just like different types of basically like vacations with my family, or not vacations, but just kind of holidays together, because my family isn't very local. So going to see them in Austin or Maine or other places, that's really been one of the big things. That's, I guess, kind of like a bigger milestone.
Oh, for sure.
And our first anniversary is also another big milestone.
Yeah, no, 1000%. But back to the family, he told me in the pods that he only saw his family twice a year. So last year we were definitely able to see them more and bond more together and get closer. And he's also gotten way closer to my family too. So it's been a very beautiful past year. And so we're excited to see how this year goes as well. We watched season 7. We're gonna definitely tune in for season 8. So we're excited.
It's kind of weird, thinking about that in the grand scheme of things, that we were the only couple to get married. I feel like the way the show's designed is supposed to be encouraging for, hey, once you meet your partner in the pods, if everything goes, smooth sailing, then you should be getting married. But I guess it just didn't happen for a lot of people. So
yeah, we were hoping it, though. We were really hoping it, so we would have had, other people to, I feel bond with in the experience. But we found folks from other seasons that we've bonded with as well. So it's been nice reconnecting with everybody, and it's just one big happy family.
Yeah.
We do here and there. I feel
I think you're pretty much close to a good amount of the girls.
Yeah. The last time we saw a good amount of the girls and the guys was actually at Jess's birthday last month. But other than that, we'll see each other here and there. I feel like we've just been so busy and traveling and just really doing things together that we haven't spent as much time as we would want to. But we're always there and hanging out here and there. So we're hoping to change that this year, though. Hopefully we get to hang with the peeps more.
For me, it was just a very rocky kind of relationships in the past. Every time I started dating someone, I could never really get super close. So there was always some sort of wall I couldn't break down. So I figured that this is an experiment designed to kind of overcome those barriers and see how, you can break down your own barriers as a person. So I figured that, I'll go in not expecting anything crazy to happen, but hopefully just be able to break down those barriers. And I was able to basically break down those barriers, meet an amazing woman, and then get married, and then have roughly almost 2 successful years together with her. So it was definitely very good.
And then for me, it was actually my friends that told me about it, because I hadn't seen Love is Blind before, but they knew my dating history and that it wasn't the prettiest. It was a little rough. So they were very much you're marriage minded, you'd be perfect for this experiment. And I looked more into it, and I said, why not? And then here we are. No, I feel like I wouldn't. Yeah. I'm just so happy with our present moment and the time that we've been together. Since literally we saw each other for the first time and we talked in the pods, that there's nothing I would change.
Yeah. I really feel like during the entire process of getting to know Amy, during the show at least, I was very much focused on just her. And I think that's the way it should have been, was kind of eliminating all the other distractions of people, of friends, family, other little things that can kind of come in the way, and just focus on the fact of, do you want to be together or do you not want to be together? Yeah. And then really kind of finalizing that, not necessarily, having other noise in the background of trying to get to know somebody.
Yeah, it played out the way it was meant to, so. Yeah.
2025, we're really hoping is going to be an amazing year. One of the big things we're going to be doing is starting our house hunt. So fingers crossed we can finally get a house, plant some roots down in Charlotte, and then have a nice big yard for our dog Gotti.
Yeah.
That's one of the main things. And then I feel like career-wise, we are going to be stepping into kind of like a newer niche and starting like a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And hopefully starting to do a lot more travel content. So that'll be something that's really exciting for us.
And just more traveling, I guess.
Yeah, then more traveling, more exploring the world.
Just having fun before building a family in the future.
Exactly, yeah. And then, hopefully learning Spanish too. I've been starting to take a little bit of like steps in the right direction. So I do want to learn Spanish so I can actually talk to Amy's family in Spanish opposed to just in English.
I guess looking back at season 7, for example, with Taylor and Garrett, like you just saw that they were very much meant to be. And it's one of those things that for some, like it definitely comes off of the bat. And maybe, I don't know if it's because like the editing, like you just kind of know with some couples. But I feel like there's some chemistry with some that it's undeniable and we can totally tell, I feel like.
I think so.
I don't know.
I have a feeling we're going to be one and done type people. I think we lucked out very well with what happened on our reality show and us basically finding loves of our lives and getting married. Maybe, but for right now, probably not.
I feel like the only thing we would do is like a super cool game show where there's not any drama. You know what I mean? Like something like that. But other than that, I don't think we would do anything else.
I was gonna say it gets very emotional.
I was gonna say that.
It gets very emotional to the fact of you have to do a lot of soul searching because I feel like people, they have this idea of what they want or what they think they want out of a relationship or just out of like a partner, and then when push comes to shove, it's hey, I met someone, I feel really strongly about this, I made the conscious decision of getting engaged. Now that I have this in front of me, do I truly want this or do I truly want something else? And I feel like there's a realization people make on the show just because of the timing behind it and then also just the nature of it too. Yeah.
I would say how emotions can build really quick because I was a little skeptical. So I just feel like for me it was like I didn't think, like I had a feeling that I could find somebody because I love the experiment. And I feel like that's something I struggled with on like in the real world was I feel like people would just base off the physical and then get to know you in the inside. And I wanted somebody to see my soul and really love me for who I truly am. And so I feel like the experiment really did do that. And I feel like for me, it was just emotions got real quick. And I didn't think it was going to get to that point. And sometimes I feel like people see that, but at the same time, I feel like they don't think it's possible and they're also skeptical of it. And yeah, no, it's very real and very raw for sure.
I would definitely say grace. To the point of like, I feel like before the whole show, before everything, I was very much like very routine. Like everything was done a certain way, everything was done a certain time, everything had to be perfect. And I feel like now Amy's brought more spontaneity in my life, and I really appreciate that because it's more so we get to actually experience like fun things, and even though things aren't done like exactly the way like I would have done them probably previously, it leaves room for more fun and more just time to be spent together and time for just enjoyment.
Yeah. And I would say for me, I feel like I was always very family oriented, but I feel like when I stepped into adulthood, you know, I went away for different things, for school and all. And then I feel like once I came back to Charlotte, I reconnected with my family and got closer to them. But I feel like when Johnny came into the picture and I saw like how he would treasure the moments that he would have with his family because he didn't see them every day, it made me want to treasure the moments that I have with my family. even more, especially because I have a lot of elderly family members. So knowing that I won't have them forever and building those memories are priceless. And it's, one of the best lessons I learned from him for sure. Be authentic and don't force anything. Don't I feel like although the point of the experiment is to find a person, don't force. If you think it's kind of vibing, but you're not positive, and I feel like intuitively sometimes we know when somebody's for us or not. Don't try to force it if it doesn't feel authentic to you, because if it's meant to be, it'll just happen and it'll just flow naturally. So I would say that.
Yeah. I was going to say, one of the main points of the experiment that I like the most is that it's designed so you basically find someone and connect with someone that you wouldn't necessarily connect with on the outside world just by seeing them at a bar, at a restaurant, grocery shopping, whatever. So if you do build a very good connection and you do decide to get married or engaged, when the doors open up, be open-minded about everything. Make sure that you are fully transparent. Say, hey, this is the relationship that we built in the pods. This is the groundwork that we set. Let's really be open-minded to everything. Because I feel like that's where a lot of people that, just in previous seasons, we've seen, and it just goes down very badly. So just be open-minded about everything. And the connection that you guys built in the pods can be the foundation of the rest of your lives.
Exactly. I feel like, there's so many aspects, but I feel like communication's always the main answer, but I feel like within communication, transparency, and just effectively communicating, because communication can just be saying something, but the delivery is not it. So I feel like what we tend to do is that when we have a rough moment, we'll reflect quickly and on the spot, and we'll, either apologize or try to act better. And because, we get overstimulated sometimes. So it's one of those things that we try to say how we feel in the moment rather than letting it go, because I feel like that can just build resentment in the long term. And I feel like that's why we have a pretty solid and healthy foundation, is because we also built that through the experiment, is that healthy communication where we would always do temperature checks and make sure that we were transparent as can be with each other. So that's something that we've definitely continued in our relationship.
And then two things. So first, going off your first point, one thing we started doing more recently is basically every night before bed, we always say I love you, and then we kind of go to sleep. But if we do get into an argument, it's I love you, I don't like you right now, but I still love you. And I feel like that little bit of, hey, I'm identifying that there was an issue, we still love each other, we're still going to work through it, but there was an issue that needs to be talked about more. We're able to actually vocalize that too.
Exactly.
That's one of the big ones. The other one is just defining what kind of relationship do you want to have. Do you want to have something that's super serious? Do you want something that's super, childlike, fun, with a lot of laughter in it? And then basically just making sure your partner's on the same page as that. Because if you do want a certain relationship, then be open about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh,
we just watched one last night. That was your childhood favorite.
Well, we watched 13 going on 30 because we're turning 30 this year. So that's one of the first ones that come to mind. But I'm trying to think. Well, Titanic, it's kind of it's depressing, but it's still a rom-com. But that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
She turns into a freaking puddle when she watches
that. Oh my god! But how about you, baby?
I don't know. I need to think about it a little bit more. I feel like I haven't watched a rom-com in a while, but except for 13 going on 30 and Titanic. And we can say 13 going on 30. I thought it was pretty cute.
I feel like Johnny has done so many things, but him trying to learn Spanish and actually caring and doing it the best to his ability and doing it right because he's doing it to the best of his ability is so sweet to me, because I do feel seen, and my identity is something that's so important to me, and the fact that he definitely taps into that is very romantic in my opinion. But I'm trying to think of other things.
Yeah, as far as romantic goes, Amy's done a lot of things romantic for me, like in the past last week basically. But I think one of the really special things I wanted to mention was she's very encouraging. And one of the big things I've been trying to learn over the past year and really dip into is photography. And I feel like she's my biggest cheerleader with that. And she's always hyping me up. She's always supporting me. And I feel like that goes like the longest way.
Everything about you makes me swoon. I can't. Let's see. I feel like just how he is with kids. Like, I mean, just how he is with everybody, but when I see how he interacts with kids, it's the sweetest thing ever, and my heart, I can't deal.
I was going to say, we're going to wait a long time for kids, but seeing how she is with Gotti, so my dog Gotti instantly took a liking to Amy when they first met, and literally this morning in bed, he was cuddling with her with his little paw around her neck, like, just like resting, like hugging her, embracing her, and it was the cutest thing ever. So just the way that she, cares for Gotti, she cares for other people. So I'd say that's really the biggest thing.
We're such foodies. I feel like.
I know.
So I feel like definitely a nice dinner day.
I was gonna say cooking class.
Oh yes, we love cooking classes. Oh my god, that's my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, cooking classes are one of our favorite things to do. Every time we try to go somewhere new, we try to take some sort of cooking class, and it's always the best time ever.
Yeah. No, that's definitely the one.
Yeah. And then aside from that, it might not be the traditional like date night idea, but basically just going to yoga. And just having like a little like
I'm not expecting that, but yeah.
I want it so much. Like,
we're in our yoga era, so we do yoga together.
Just going to like a nice yoga class, and like an impromptu like lunch at like a place like close by to us, or like something else. Like I still count that as like a little date, just like something fun, spending time with each other.
Yeah. I thought I had my love language down packed. I had done the quizzes, and then everybody after we saw each other and the rest of the season said that physical touch was our number one. But I really do think that quality time and words of affirmation are tied for me.
Yeah. I think so too. Definitely words of affirmation. I realize I am a very big physical touch person. Like I like to do the cuddling with Amy.
Yeah.
And,
very cuddly.
Yes. And I don't know, I'd probably say those two though. Physical touch and then words of affirmation though.
Yeah. I'm gonna just bring it back to Love is Blind and say that we love Lauren and Cam. We love all the couples, but Lauren and Cam, to me specifically, is what made me feel like I could actually find a genuine connection in this process. And I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. They and Amber and Barnett are truly the blueprint of Love is Blind, and we just love and respect them so much.
I don't know why I'm drawing the biggest blank in the world right now, and I can't think of anybody, which is so bad. So I'm going to agree with Amy and take the easy way out.